Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel, and furthermore, welcome back to yet another exciting figure review. Tonight we're taking a look at the gamerverse Marvel Legends series Spider-Man 2 Felicia Hardy Black Cat. Now I'm sure if you are familiar with the kinky, freaky stuff I'm into, my possession of this figure comes to no one's surprise. Anyway, quickly taking a look at the packaging, you can see it is this nice red and brown gradient here for most of the box. It says Marvel Spider-Man 2 Gamerverse, and then the back of the box is bright red with a white Spider-Man insignia. You have the figure there, which looks really nice, definitely accurate to what we see of Black Cat in the Insomniac games. She's got some claw hands here, and then by default, the figure has a grasping hand and a fisted hand. And then you have the Wand of Doctor Strange, which is an artifact that Felicia Hardy tries to steal during the events of Spider-Man 2. And then turning the box around, you have this absolutely divine, this positively just heavenly image of Felicia Hardy pulled directly from the Insomniac games. It says Marvel Legends series, and then the top says Gamerverse. And then the back of the box, this is new from what I'm used to, where there used to be like a brief bio summing up the character and their backstory here, and then either some comic book art or a glamour shot of the actual figure here. But instead, it seems like they've opted out to have this be set up like a character select menu, which is definitely on brand for a video game inspired line. Anyway, for the figures, you have the Brooklyn 2099 suit, you have the Borarica suit, you have the upgraded suit style, you have the black suit, you have Black Cat, which we already have here, we're reviewing her right now, and you have the anti-Venom suit style. And then another just absolutely heavenly design of Black Cat straight from the games. And then again, oh man, they're teasing me so hard right now. You have a nice image of Felicia Hardy, again straight from the Insomniac games, and then the side of the box says Felicia Hardy Black Cat Marvel Legends series. But that pretty much wraps up the packaging on this bad kitty. So without further ado, I'm gonna take a few minutes to get this one unboxed. Don't go away, there's more figure review to be had. Alright, here is Black Cat unboxed, and before we take a look at the actual figure itself, I thought we would quickly run through her three accessories, starting off with the Wand of Doctor Strange. And it's really cool. It's got these carvings on both sides that kind of look like, I don't know, some sort of demonic creature, maybe some sort of entity that Doctor Strange has fought before. And then you got these kind of crossed bands around it. And then the cylinder appears to be filled with like some magic, like some fiery colored magic. And they sort of captured that look here with this yellow translucent plastic, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, you got both of these clawed hands. And they're really nice. Nothing too crazy. I mean, you got like the kind of armored bits from her bodysuit. The claws look nice and sharp, and I love the dynamic position of these things. And of course, if you're going to have a Black Cat figure, you want her to have some claws so she can scratch people. Of course you do. But that's the accessories. Alright, taking a closer look at Felicia Hardy Black Cat. The likeness to the in-game render is absolutely on point. It looks just like the character in the video game. It looks amazing. And something I really like about Insomniac's version of Black Cat specifically is her bodysuit. Now, I know the character's been around for years and she's worn bodysuits that look like they're made of leather and sometimes ones that look like they're made of latex. But I really like this one specifically. I like how tactical the vibe to this one is. It's still a very tight, form-fitting, shiny black bodysuit, but it's got those kind of armored bits to it to make it really tactical looking. And it's super cool. Anyway, obviously it is shiny black because she is wearing that nice bodysuit. And she does have, obviously, the hair, like the kind of fur on the forearms, and of course on the back of the legs here, which looks nice. And I really love how Insomniac's version of the character has all of these kind of white lines, this kind of white line design all over her bodysuit. It's really cool and definitely unique for this iteration of the character. Anyway, for articulation, her ponytail does actually move, so you can rotate the ponytail all the way around. That looks so cool. The fact that they gave this the option to have the ponytail positioned is amazing. Now you gotta move it a little bit so you have clearance for her head to rotate, right? Her head can rotate and basically do the exorcist, and then she can move down and up slightly. There's not very much up and down for this figure. Now, she has some really good movement in the chest here. So trying to keep my hands away from her lovely perky breasts. Her chest, her upper chest can move side to side. And of course it can move down and back. And then this whole assembly on the like the waist here. Look at that, right? Look at that. Her whole stomach or abdomen, whatever you want to call it, can move with her chest. And the addition of having her have the side-to-side movement as well is just amazing. Now, I'm kind of, not too pleased with the fact that they omitted the waist swivel, but the fact that, you can move her stomach like that is amazing. So I feel like it can be accepted at this point. Now, her legs can kick up that far, which is really nice. You want your Felicia Hardy Black Cat figure to be all kinds of flexible and, really put her in some dynamic poses. It doesn't move far back too well. And, of course, on the other side, leg can move up really far and doesn't really move back. She can do some really nice splits. And so all these figures have this kind of thigh cut here, so you can kind of move it around. I never really use these thigh cuts except for posing, just because it allows you to get more dynamic poses and kind of angle the legs however you want, right? But I don't really use them. Now, her legs on her knees specifically do have a double joint, which lends itself to some more dynamic poses. That looks dope. And, of course, she does have up and down movement in her heels, or, ankles, right? Same on this side, she does have a double jointed knee. Amazing. And then up and down movement at her ankles here, which is nice. Her arms do have a lot of articulation, too, with them being able to rotate all the way around like that, right? Of course. She can do a T-pose, which looks really cool. Now, her, upper arm does fully rotate, which is cool, on both sides. She does have a double joint in her elbows, like she did on her knees, which allow for a lot of range of movement there on both sides, which is just absolutely amazing. And then her wrists can rotate, right? And can rotate. and they can move up and down. So that's cool. Again, on both sides. And then up and down, right? So lots of articulation on this one. I think there's a little bit extra from the last Marvel Legends figure I reviewed. I don't even remember what the last Marvel Legends figure I reviewed was, but definitely there is a lot of articulation on this girl, and she looks absolutely amazing. Not just because she's a young girl in a skin-tight bodysuit, although that is part of it. I just mean the presentation of this figure is amazing. It looks just like the render of Felicia Hardy in the Insomniac Spider-Man games. The articulation on this thing is amazing. Like, I cannot stop complimenting this thing. Anyway, I guess we will move into some comparisons. Alright, first up for comparison, we have the Gamerverse Marvel Legends Black Cat next to the Black Widow movie, Marvel Legends Black Widow. And I really like how these two look next to one another. Here she is next to the Black Widow movie, Marvel Legends Red Guardian. Here she is next to the WandaVision Marvel Legends Scarlet Witch. Here she is next to the Marvel Legends Hallows Eve. And finally, here she is next to the Venom movie Marvel Legends Venom. I absolutely love this figure. The articulation on this one allows for some truly dynamic poses. And I messed around for a bit, and you can see some of the images on screen here. And if you're a freak like me, this figure's movement allows for some pretty promiscuous poses, if you know what I mean. All that being said, this has been my review on the Gamerverse Marvel Legends series Felicia Hardy Black Cat figure. This tops all other Black Cat figures. It's got superb articulation, and the ponytail is articulated. I've never seen that before on any other figure. The fact that they made her have an articulated ponytail is just going the extra mile. And on top of that, the sculpt and likeness to Felicia Hardy in the Insomniac games is just on point. I literally have nothing negative to say about this figure. I love it. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys think about this Felicia Hardy Black Cat figure. And with that, hope you guys enjoyed. Do take care. Have a great night. And I'll see you in the next video.